You may know is headed to South Florida. In fact, I know they're already here. Bryant Gumbel, Katie Couric, and the entire Today Show team will broadcast from Miami Beach tomorrow and Friday.
But before they left their studio at NBC in New York, Channel 4's Jennifer Valoppi got a behind-the-scenes view of the TV program that many of us have been waking up to all of our lives.
This is Today with Bryant Gumbel and Katie Couric.
Good morning. Welcome.
Wait a minute. We want to show you what happens before Bryant and Katie are on the air.
NBC begins a new program called Today.
Oops. Dave Garroway from the first Today Show. That's a little too far back in time. The day begins at Today, long before 7. Bryant is there by 5, Katie a little later.
I really pushed the envelope, and this morning I did everything last night. I'm very prepared, so you know, it's one of those jobs where you never leave it at the office. That's for sure. Voila.
For Katie, it's on to the set for a 6:40 a.m. tease, and Bryant emerges from his office just a few minutes before air.
Bogey 12, double 13.
And it's airtime.
Good morning. South Africa's new government is taking over this morning, and the former halls...
As news anchor Matt Lauer does the news, Katie does some last-minute studying for her interview with former Vice President Dan Quayle.
David Bloom in Port-au-Prince this morning.
And it's time for Willard, who most days does the weather from the backyard of NBC Studios in Washington. Back in New York, Dan Quayle takes center stage to promote his new book and maybe another run for the White House.
Today, nice to see you.
Thank you.
How likely is it, do you think, that you, Dan Quayle, would be able to beat Bill Clinton?
Well, if I decide to run, I'm convinced...
Have you seen the Real Nerve Center?
He's referring to the control room. That's where the directors and producers work. Executive producer Steve Friedman is at the helm.
The straw that stirs the drink.
Steve will give us a first look at today's new set shortly.
Folks, best behavior, Miami,
Lauer has become something of a Today Show heartthrob. What is this, Matt Lauer? The 50 most beautiful people?
Well, let me explain
There
this.
you
see,
are.
the week before it was the 10 people most likely to become serial killers, and they bumped me. I was number 11.
How important, Spike, was it to you to show an African-American family on screen that was not dysfunctional in any way?
It was very important, Brian.
What do you think of Bryant?
He's outspoken. He says his mind. He really doesn't try to calculate how his opinions will affect him, so you have to respect that.
Thank you, Bert. Stay well. Come back, will you? Okay.
You sure don't want a caddy?
I'll think about it. How much do you pay?
Pretty well. Back in a moment. No, we're not. Have a great day.
Another Today Show is in the books. As I said, another one in the books, but very soon it's going to have a very different look. And after that show, we ended up taking a private tour of the Today Show's new set. Now, Today Show executive producer Steve Friedman took us around. Here you get a little look at it. Steve designed the new studio. It's on ground level and has big picture windows, as you just saw. That will allow people on the street to watch the show in progress. Now, this new set will debut on June 20th, so you can watch for it then. And remember, today we'll be live from South Beach tomorrow morning. Katie will then return to Channel 4 and be live at 4:30 tomorrow. And we'll have a special profile of her at 6 and 11, and then Bryant the following day. Back to you, Tony and Nancy.